let's talk about the deliverables. What are we actually giving to you if you go ahead and use our program? Well, let's start with this. As you can see, both of these are knives, right? Both of these are cars. Both of these are drones, okay, in the same capacity. So just like two knives are different, two cars are different, two drones are different. So we use the one on the right, and then a lot of the other roofers are using one similar to the one on the left. So I tried a drone and it sucked. This is what our resolution we can get with our drone. No, this is not an iPhone photo. This is actually a drone that we were able to capture this with. Okay, same thing here. The resolution and clarity wasn't good enough. I don't know about y'all, but if I can read the patent numbers on this vent, then I think probably going to be sufficient, right? And this is why we can get such good results, because our drones are absolutely not cheap. So the one on the left is a $20 drone. The other one is a $6,200 drone, all right? So the drones that we typically use are around $3,000 on average, okay? So you get a better drone, you're going to get better results, okay? This is a great example right here of what you're going to get. So on the left-hand side, this is the drone that we typically use, the Mavic 3 series of drones, and you can see all the granular details. You can clearly annotate any sort of hail or any indentations that are on there. Now on the right, this is actually the drone that most roofers use. This is the Mini 4 Pro at a very similar distance, similar weather conditions, and you can see it's extremely grainy and very pixelated, so you can't actually see those minor details. When you have a roofer that says drones don't work, well, your drone doesn't work, but that doesn't mean that ours doesn't. And I did a full video on this. It has 18,000 views, and it does a feature on the Mavic 3 series of drone. So definitely check that out if you're curious. But it is a phenomenal video where we just break down the whole system and show how great these platforms are. And this is the drone that a vast majority of our pilots use. So what drone photos do we capture? Okay, we capture what you need to do a quality pre-assessment of that home. So front of the house, a top down, shingle close-up, damage-prone areas such as the vents, the ridges, any sort of peripherals. And that's basically what we're producing when it comes to the drone photos, okay? It's a fairly quick profile and not nearly as extensive as our Falcon Care or our Ladder Assist, because those ones actually include a panorama, mapping, and solar assessment, but this really isn't necessary for a pre-qualification, which is all we're doing for this particular program. So it reduces our photo count from 500 to 800 photos to under 100 photos for this program, which makes this a lot more scalable and to where you only get what you need for that pre-assessment. And then obviously we can come back in the back end and get additional photos. But this is what we need to make sure we're efficient and we're quick and we can get you that data very, very fast. So obviously the more photos we have that are really high quality, the longer it takes to get to us, the longer it takes to actually download and get it all processed and send it back to you. So quick and easy and to the point. So this is an example of some of the photos you're going to be receiving. This was after the September 24th storm. As you can very clearly see all the individual hail indentations. You can also see on this vent very clear, and this vent as well. I mean, you can see this is absolutely destroyed. So you don't have to do a really in-depth view to see this roof is absolutely destroyed, right? Now, the other thing we do is we also generate a RoofHawk.ai damage report, and this report is phenomenal. It is a third-party software that there's no way to modify the tolerances, and is trained off of data from insurance adjusters, okay? So ultimately, the results it generates is pretty dang good, but the most important thing is there's no way to modify the results. And so whatever it outputs is what it outputs, and that's all there is to it. So there's no sliding scale or something like that, which I think is really great, and it seems to have more weight for insurance. So this is what the report looks like. You're gonna get the individual hail strikes at the top of those 8 boxes. You're also going to see on the top left-hand corner, this is going to be where the drone is actually positioned as it captured that shot. And then, of course, you also have the large wide-angle lens that captures as much as the roof as possible. And you're going to have all those granular details. And the RoofHawk report is going to go in there and actually mark any sort of anomalies that it thinks is consistent with hail damage. So this is another example of what that looks like. And you can see it just goes in and it circles it, and it does a pretty dang good job. But the most important thing is, even if the results are not phenomenal, I'll be very frank here. Homeowners freaking love it. They love these RoofHawk reports and they love the drone photos. If you have a RoofHawk report and a drone photo, your close rate should go up substantially. All right. I don't necessarily have direct data on that, but man, I have so many anecdotal things that showcase that homeowners really do love it when you can provide these extra results. So each one of these pre-qualifications that we do, you're going to get the drone photos and you're going to get the RoofHawk report. So the other thing is as well, is these drone photos and RoofHawk absolutely do help you in the claims process. Okay, there's no doubt about this. We have done many different times. This absolutely works. And I have a roofing company in Oklahoma City. He tells me that whenever he's dealing with Allstate or State Farm, he will contact us. We'll go out there and fly for him because it shows them that he means business and he has a lot higher chance of the actual claims getting approved. So you're going to get this along with it so you can help out the claims process, right? So what do you get and when? Well, this is what we're doing. Within 48 hours of activation, we will be in market. Now, likely it's going to be a lot sooner, but I would rather under-promise and over-deliver and the other way around. So within 48 hours, we will be in the market and we'll be getting to work and helping you out, right? Now, once we actually capture the data, everything is delivered to you within 24 hours of the flight, okay? Within 24 hours of us flying that house, you will get all the results. And this is what you're going to get. You're going to get your drone photos. You're going to get your RoofHawk report. You're also going to get a general statement of condition so that you can pre-qualify and prioritize without having to put boots on the ground, okay? Now, we are dependent on weather condition, homeowner access, and airspace. So like, obviously, if it's near a military installation or right next to a large airport, we can't fly until we get approval, which obviously takes time. However, typically we're able to recognize that very early in the process, and we can essentially tell you, hey, this is not going to happen for these reasons. And weather condition and homeowner access, there are many ways to mitigate that.